Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a reel review between two of my favorite reels I have right now. That being the Shimano Twin Powers. That is the XD and the FD. First, got to take little buddy outside, get him taken care of, so then I can kind of let him hang out. Well, I do this review for you guys. So anyways, let's hop inside and get talking about these reels. All right, everyone, we're back in the house with both reels right here on the table. Now, usually I just film like this and kind of go over everything, but I want to try a new way this time that is a little bit easier for you guys to see each reel. You guys really don't care about me as much as you are about seeing these reels for the video. So we're going to swap the camera angle over here in a second, but if you guys hear a little bit of other sounds, just like the last Vanquish video, please excuse that. I've got my pup. He's trying to eat right now, and he wants to disturb absolutely everything and make as much sound as he can. So I'm trying to do two things at once here, so just don't mind that if you hear that a little bit in the video. So anyways, let's switch the camera angle over and get to talking about all of these reels. All right, so here's the new angle I wanted to try out for this, just to kind of give you guys a better angle and view of the reels themselves. So on the right side of mine, on the left side for you guys, Twin Power XD, and on the left side for me, or right side for you guys, is the Twin Power FD. Now, the FD is the newest model, I believe, out on the Twin Power lineup. The XD's been out, I think, for a little bit longer than the FD. I'm not positive on that, though. These are both C3000 sized reels. I've got a light on this, so hopefully you guys can see them all right without too much glare. Now, these reels are on the middle to high-end spectrum of the Shimano lineup, with the FD retailing at like that $419.99 to $439.99 depending on the size, and then the XD retailing at $479.99 to $509.99. Well, sorry, $509.99 depending on the size too. The Twin Powers are really some of the best reels for inshore and nearshore fishing, along with freshwater applications too. Me specifically, I'm using these reels for bass fishing right now, or inshore fishing whenever I go down south. It's good having that option for the reels. You can use them in both applications because both of these reels are saltwater rated. So just putting a little bit of insight onto the Shimano reels, there's two different sides of the Shimano spectrum. There's the Core Solid family, and then there's the Magnum Light family. The FD is part of the Core Solid, and the XD is part of the Magnum Light family. But that's also what makes the biggest difference in the reels, because the Core Solid family is like the FD, and it is a full aluminum or Hagani reel, to where the XD is that Magnum Light family, which means it has an MGL rotor, or Magnum Light rotor on it, and that's what also cuts the weight in between these reels. The FD is 7.6 ounces and the XD is 7.1 ounces for the same size reel, so that's where that 0.5 ounce difference is between the reels. A little more onto that is that the Twin Power FD is a more robust reel and is a heavier duty reel, so really it'll be best for those bigger species of fish, where the XD is lighter, and to me it's more for finesse applications, although it can handle some higher or bigger species too. I think it really excels in that finesse applications, maybe a little bit smaller fish. So just for me, bass fishing, it doesn't really matter. If we're inshore fishing, I'll use this for some smaller baits, maybe some paddle tails and stuff like that, to where I can throw it and maybe going after some reds or some trout or snook. This could be a little bit better, the FD, for maybe if you get the bigger sizes, going for more of the live bait or heavier bottom bait applications, even though you can use it for some of the lighter stuff too, and that it's just going to be a bigger, heavier duty reel that's going to be able to handle a lot more force than what the XD will. Both of these reels are very, very strong reels and very great reels too. I enjoy both of them a lot. So there's really not much of these reels can't handle for the size that they are, but that's just one disclaimer out there. Now moving on, the FD is a 9+1 gear ratio, where the XD is a 10+1 gear ratio. So you got the one extra bearing in the XD compared to the FD. Another thing I want to mention about the XD is with that Magnum Light rotor, it is important to note that When I mention it's better for finesse applications, since this has a Magnum Light rotor, it's got a little bit of a lower startup inertia than what the FD has. So it is going to start up a lot faster and possibly feel smoother to reel, even though in reality it is about the same. Now, just to mention some of the things that these reels have in common, which there's a bunch of them, almost everything about these reels have in common except the MGL rotor of the XD, is they both have 20 pounds of drag. They both have Aero Wrap 2. They've got cross carbon drag, G-free body, Hagani gears, Hagani body, long stroke spool, micro module 2, one-piece bail, propulsion line management system, rigid support drag, SARB bearing, silent drive, X-ship, and X-protect. So those are kind of the similarities between these reels. I think it was just important to note that these reels are almost identical, except for the XD having that MGL rotor in it, which cuts the weight and really just puts it to be a finesse reel, more of a finesse reel than what the FD is, just because of that. So let's talk a little bit about the applications of both and what they'd be good for. I kind of went over this a little bit already. The XD is a great finesse reel. It is great for the smaller inshore fish that you're going to be fishing for. And I mean, it's an awesome reel. It's very light. You can put it on your light rods. You guys have any rods. I have mine on a Bull Bay bolt rod, which is like 4.4 ounces. And along with this reel being, I think it was 7.1 ounces, that's a very light combo. So I really enjoy that. It's mainly for when I'm throwing little jig heads with swim baits on them or anything of that manner. So that's what I'm going to be using it for if I'm fishing in saltwater. Bass fishing, I'll use it for absolutely any bass application, because bass fishing is a lot less demanding, or a lot less that's putting a lot more less torque on the reels than what saltwater fishing is. So that's kind of what I would use that for. If you're getting the Twin Power FD, of course, again, use it for anything bass fishing. It's still 7.6 ounces. So it is on a little bit of the heavier side. It's making that sound because I've got the little piece of line hanging out right there. But it is on the heavier side of reels for bass fishing, I guess. It's still not that heavy, and it's not something I would just say, yeah, that's a heavy reel. I'd say it's right in the middle of the spectrum for typical bass fishing reels. For saltwater, I would absolutely use it for anything. This I would tend to use for more stuff, probably like throwing poppers or any top water on. And then the bigger sizes possibly for live bait. Bigger sizes of this you could too, but I would stick to probably soft plastics with the bigger sizes of the XD, to where the FD you could venture into the live bait, dead bait, cut bait, all of that stuff with the bigger sizes like the 5000, which I thought about getting too, to kind of put up against my Shimano Stella SW, since the Shimano Twin Power FD is sometimes referred to as the baby Stella. It's a very, very heavy duty reel. I've used it a lot this past year and I very much liked it. It is an amazing reel, to where the XD I've used a little bit less, and it is an amazing reel. I just can't say anything for sure yet because I'm not using it a huge amount. So that is some of the applications that I would use each one of these reels for. They're both phenomenal reels. They both have their specific place in saltwater fishing, not as much freshwater. They're both amazing reels for freshwater. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at for both of them. If you guys are interested in either of these reels, head over to American Legacy Fishing, and both of these reels are on the website. So hopefully you enjoyed this review or video over both the Twin Power FD and the Twin Power XD and the similarities and differences between them. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about each one of these reels, drop them down in the comments. I'd appreciate if you guys subscribe if you like this type of content, and I've got a bunch more videos I'm looking to do. So thank you guys for watching. We will see you in the next video.